Y'all can't hear me. My bad. Can you hear me now? Press 1 if you can hear me. Let's see. One. All right, so now let's see. Let me put it on to see how far back in time we are. I don't think it's as bad anymore. Wait, that ain't bad. Okay. So I am going to minimize this. Let's see how long it takes. Almost 3 seconds, so that's pretty good. So, like, right now I am going to minimize it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 seconds of a delay. That ain't too bad. So that is pretty good. So let's go. So yeah, that's pretty good. So that is awesome. Now I got to figure out how to put that screen back up for y'all. What are they showing here? Oh boy. Things I couldn't show on TikTok and I'm showing here. So, but yeah, so this is a lot better. So, what'd you say? Leave it to WDP to figure out most YouTubers can't. Can we talk about dragons? I don't know. No. One day we will. So yeah, this definitely won't be a stream that we leave up. I don't know if we are allowed to leave that stream up. Let's see, anything here? Nope. Anything on this live anymore? Yeah, you still got stuff going on over here. Oh, it says earlier. Let's see this one real quick. And then the very sad tragic, yeah. Routers is live. Yeah, isn't Routers, sometimes they show replays. Meow, let's go. How many people joined? How many people are in here? 47 watching. Did y'all get notified that I was live? Or was it because of Discord? That's why y'all came in. Did anybody know that I was live without the Discord? I got notified Discord. Okay, so wow, yeah, I think y'all almost come in immediately. So Trump just changed to a new screen. Yeah, it's almost 3 or 4 seconds, yeah. You were notified, no joke. So TikTok notifies people that I am live. That is awesome. Let's go. This is very cool. Got a YouTube notification. This works. Hey, I mean, if I can get monetized over here, I'll start doing it. So now that we're in real speed, did anybody have any problem with the way that I was spicy tonight? I'm being serious. You know, I know that I cursed a couple of times. That's me. But I mean, I'll probably quit that. The reason being is I don't like cursing. But yeah. I mean, I know that there's kids that listen to me and things like that. So, but, yeah, that's pretty awesome. I got notified. But yeah, that's probably the worst that you will see out of me. So yeah, I was passionate. Yeah, I mean, come on now. Like I cannot stand. I can't stand people that try to do a fake of, you know, trying to act like, oh, I don't support Hamas, but you really do, and they make me sick. So you weren't here for the spicy. Yeah, if you watch my previous video, you can watch it again. It's right off the bat. It is right off the bat. So, WarDeadpool extra night. Let's go. It is what it is. No issues. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, the only thing that I know that is gonna be something is that, you know, some of y'all need to change y'all's name if you want to keep your identity hidden. So, being passionate is what's the best. Yeah, I know a lot of people love it when I go off the script and I just start spitting facts. So you told your husband that I never used the F word. Well, I did tonight. I did tonight. One person just really aggravated me. Or didn't really aggravate me. It's not that it was them. It was just the Hamas thing. Like, oh, man. Just gets me. I know who you are, Tim. I know who you are. I got a strike on TikTok on your video yesterday. Someone was harassing me. I called him the terrorist. Crazy. Always getting spicy when I'm stuck at work. Well, yeah, here's the thing. You get to go rewatch my live, so. But yeah, that is awesome. Okay. I'm glad we got that figured out. Maybe one day I'll get monetized over here. I'm sure it probably doesn't take long. I know that I'm supposed to be allowed, but for some reason they did not like my videos that I did. And I think the reason why they didn't like my videos is because I didn't talk. I went quiet. I think if I was talking like I did tonight, they'd be like, all right, let's monetize the guy. So yeah, the gifting stinks, but yeah, we'll see if I can end up getting monetized. So yeah, the ASMR, I think that's the thing that they don't like. So WarDeadpool, post your YouTube at your videos on TikTok. What do you mean? Like stream? Are you meaning like stream? Go live on TikTok and YouTube? Oh yeah, people will follow. I think they will too. Okay, that's what you mean. Sorry. You're meaning put my YouTube in the comments? I agree. Obviously they never heard your kitties. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I could do a sticker or something, put that on there. I do have a YouTube link that's there. Just not many people actually go to that type of stuff. I am tired. Okay, well, I'm glad I figured out the latency type deal. looks like it is still staying in good. Yeah, quality here is 1080p. I mean, this is pretty spot on to what I have it on, so that's good. You do have to click the live once in a while. I just seen that. So, which ain't a big deal. I do have Linktree set up. Just not many people go to it. I hope they monetize you soon. Yeah, I like TikTok, but YouTube is better because you can show and say much more. Agreed. I hate it when I sit there, for instance, and I'll sit there and be like talking about Houthis with how many they killed. And I can't show that on TikTok. I mean, literally, I was hit with misinformation on TikTok. It's like, what? Like, come on, good riddance. So, oh yeah, that's right. I got a PhD in YouTube technology now. Let's go. What the heck was that about? Like, I forget what point I was on, but it was something with West Bank probably. And the guy was just like, I'm 20 years into having a PhD. And? Nope, Tim. I will not ever have that conversation. The only way you're ever going to hear that conversation out of me, Tim, is if you and me were on a fishing trip and there was nothing around to listen except for your ears. I was actually talking to a person today on podcast about that. So, and they were like, well, I'm down. But yeah, I was talking to them about it today, and there's someone who served, and I brought it up, and I was like, man, I want to talk about it. And they were like, don't you dare. Do not go and do this. So, what is up to turn? They think those 3 letters make them smarter. Yes, they do. Yeah. I should ask him if he knows what PhD stands for. Why are we watching Wait? Well, they're back in time. Hold on. Oh, man. Courtney's in the past. I love it. Jenna just said the same thing. Your first live stream on YouTube. Let's go. Post hole digger. That's what he was doing. He definitely dug himself a grave. Oh, man. Good times. So, Courtney, welcome to the future. You're only back now 3 seconds. But yeah, there was that was showing first. I just came on to do a test. So let's see. Let's look at everything. All right, we're good there. So let's see what y'all are saying. The sleep was like a blink of an eye. Yeah, it was. Let's see. So what does PhD actually stand? You went and made a pot of coffee. Let's go. No sleep. I'm going to sleep. Don't worry, Two-Turn. I learned something new all the time as well. I learned a lot from y'all. That one zebra's still on the loose. I'm headed to bed. Glad I found your channel. Thank you so much, Digital Warrior. I greatly appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I think I'm going to bed too, and I'm going to delete this. But yeah, I'm glad that we found this. That's working. Yeah, I gotta click the live once in a while to put it in the most recent. So, because if you don't click that live button, man, it starts delaying and it adds up. So, there's also a dragon on the loose. Really? On the backside of Earth? Chat window is huge. Let's go. Yeah, you can close the chat. You can look at all live chat. I gotta remember another thing is that, so to my moderators, do y'all not have a setting that says hide user on this channel? Do y'all not have anything like that? Where's your heater? Off. It'll come back on later. Let's see. How do you think we will? They will be back at it again tomorrow. I think they probably learned their lessons. Yes. So hide user from this channel, I think, is what does it. I think that's what does it. Let's see. Let's see. When you hide a user from the channel, they won't get an alert that they've been banned. The viewer can still comment on your videos and will keep seeing their comments and engagements on your video. However, other users, including you, won't see their comments. Let's see. How to block people on there. This says navigate to the user's profile you want to block. Either click on the comment they left or their profile in their search bar. Yeah, I definitely don't have anything like that. Definitely don't have anything like that. Yeah, a lot of people complaining about it on Reddit. Someone said they used to have a block button. I'm wondering if it's because I deleted a lot of stuff on my phone. Yeah, I don't see anything like that. We hide or go to their profile. Does that block us from seeing them or you? Only you, I think. I'm just reading. Let me see what happens if I go to one of your profiles. Let's pick on Miss Tara here. If I go to her channel and but I don't see where I can go to. Where do you go to? Yeah, I don't see if I even go to her page. So, like, I'll show y'all. Like, so there I am. I don't see where I can go and block her. Yeah, report won't work. Weird. Hide user from my channel. Report channel art. Report profile. Report user. Yeah, I think I can only hide people. So, yeah, if I click on, so here's this. If I sat here and said Jenna, like, here's what I have. I can mute them, is what I have from this. But if I bring my video over, I'm just all confused. Don't forget, click that live button once in a while. But anyhow, oh man, this looks crazy wild. Let me put a pause on that so it ain't a mirror and a mirror and a mirror. So if I click on yours, yeah, this is what I have is, I have remove. And then I have put user in timeout, and then I have hide user on this channel. I wonder if remove, what that does. I wish I had someone who had a fake profile and I'd be like, come in and see what it does. I'll see. I'll find out. I shall find out. So I'm wondering if it's removed as well. I wish it would block them. But yeah, that's what I wish it would do. What just happened? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, hide user. That's what I was wondering, Angie, but I don't think it does. It makes them where they can still comment, but we don't see their comments anymore. Also, I kind of wondering, like, does it? Yeah, see, like, one thing that I wonder is, like, okay, so if you hide someone, can they still report you? Another thing that I wonder is, you know, okay, so let's say that they can't really report anymore. Then would they sit here and go share my live to a lot of, those people to cause a problem. Yeah, I used to say block or remove, but now it just says remove on my end. Remove only removes the comment. Really? So, yep. Kimmy's probably sitting there like, why'd you have to pick me to remove my comment? TikTok is a lot easier. YouTube's not set up. By the way, found out that YouTube is actually going to be starting the podcast stuff. So, if you want an idea of what I'm going to be doing, if you want an idea of what I'm going to be doing in the podcast, now this is going to take time, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Conspiracy Night, which will be Rabbit Hole Mondays. Okay. Y'all still with me? Yeah, okay, cool. Don't forget to click that little live button once in a while. But anyhow, it's an alt count. See if it works. Yeah, so Adrian, yeah, if I try it on yours, it just removes the comment. So, but let's try doing the hide user on this channel. So this user's messages will be hidden. So you're probably able to sit there and still do stuff. I'll let you'll let me know when you come back over here on your other name, I bet. So, and I wonder what put user in timeout means. I got 24 hours I can do stuff. And then if I report, well, that's stupid. Because I ain't going to report someone for that type of stuff. If I do, that's pretty cool. I can see what all your channel activity is. If I go to your channel, then yeah, I can't do anything to that. But I wonder if like next time that you try coming in, like you're not going to see my stuff. But yeah. All right, so here we go. Timeout won't let them comment for a certain amount of time. Thank you, Angie. You're back, Adrian, so I assume you're still able to comment on the other name when I put you in where it hid you. But we couldn't see it. She's coming in with the frying pan. Yes, she is. Yep, okay. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, so here's the thing. Everybody's kind of wondering about the podcast, so I'll tell you, lucky 37 people in here. So Monday nights, this is what I'm thinking, could totally change. So I am thinking Monday nights is going to be Conspiracy Night, and that's going to be 1.0. And then Tuesday nights, next Tuesday night, we're going to do question and answers of that one. So let's say this Monday night, we're going to do Project Bluebeam. And then that's going to be episode 1.0. And then we're going to do question and answers episode of 1.5 next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Okay, that's how it would work. So coming up on the 6th would be episode 1. Coming up on the 14th, which would be 8 days later, that's where 1.5 would be. However, on the 13th, so the day before, would be 2.0. So you would have 1.0, 2.0, 1.5, and then you would have either maybe an episode 3, and then you would have 2.5. So it's a 0.5 backwards in a way. And it's a reference into what episode 1 is. Now, what takes place is everybody who has subscribed to me, then what I will do is I will put you into, I'm going to make a community chat to WarDeadpool.com. So at WarDeadpool.com, if you're a subscriber, and I know some of y'all are listening, you're not a subscriber, I'll explain some ways you can get in touch with me still. But if you're a sub to me, then what will take place is you'll have a community chat. And what will take place is I'll have episode 1 there. It'll be a thread, and you'll be able to write your questions and answers, or you'll be able to talk to one another. So I'll have like a thread to where you supply me with questions that you would like me to answer, and then I'd have another thread to where y'all can talk amongst each other. And then that is what I would take for 8 days later, and I would do reading off questions. So that way, if someone comes in and they're like, hey, I'm Katie, and I only want to hear about episodes 1, episode 2, episode 3, I don't care about questions and answers. But if you want to dive a little deeper into it, and someone like Angie shows up and she says, hey, I want to dive in a little bit deeper into these questions here, that's the way to do it. So that's how subs would work. Now, when someone comes in and they want to gift people subscriptions, now eventually there's not going to be that many subs. That many people who listen to me. But that's where you would sit there and you would take it upon yourself to sit here and say, hey, I'm going to buy a subscription for Adrian. And you just let me know, and that's where it goes to. So if you ever want to do things like that, you'll still get your badges. I might try to do some live streams, but I think I'm going to stick with things like that. So Monday, you get an episode. Tuesdays, you get question and answers. Now the question becomes, how do I cover news? How do I cover news? And I don't know how to do that. Like, how many people actually want to listen to me talk about news after it's already passed? And that's where it feels that it's going to be hard. So where you would sub at is me directly. Cut out TikTok. Now, if someone did sub to me on TikTok, I would still honor it, but I would sit there and be like, hey, sub to me directly. The reason being is if you sub to me directly, I get that money. If you sub to me on TikTok, I get half of that. Sometimes even less than that when it starts going down. But yeah, I thought about, that I could always sit here and do a 30-minute discussion on, what's the news for the day. But I don't know if people would actually love listening to that. I know that a lot of y'all are like, man, I would love to hear it, but I don't know how many other type of people would. You know. So I don't know how to do that part. I think what it would lead to is, no. I think there's ways for me I can still do where there's a live, but I could do stuff like that. And one thing that stinks is that you have to stay between 30 to 45 minutes. I thought about a news recap, but how many people want to listen to what yesterday's news was? For me, I don't want to hear what yesterday's news was. I'm already into the future. They could be freelance, but I will do TikTok, and I will milk it. I will milk TikTok, but eventually TikTok's going bye-bye. So, I really do not think TikTok's going to be around in 9 months. So, yeah, see, that's the thing is, how do I sit here and give you your news? I don't know if I just should sit here and just constantly give you news throughout the day. Here's your news. This is what's going on. But, a lot of news, let me show you on the screen, what takes place. Is things like this. So this is how my news would go. I'd sit there and maybe do, come on, there we go. I would maybe sit there and say, hey, officers with New York Police Department, that they're removing the Palestinian flags today at Columbus University. I tell you the spin of what's all going on with that. But tomorrow, let's say tomorrow, there's an action that takes place. Do I repeat all of that? Of course, I feel I wouldn't. Have a blessed night, Adrian. Thanks for being in here. Yeah, random shorts, but it's so fast of how it takes place. Let's see. What's that say? Just after Columbus University raid, police have poured into the city college with the liberated zone, making mass arrest of protest and removing tents. But yeah, I just don't feel that I could give you news the same. So, I'll be honest. I much rather do something like this. If you want to know a taste of what I would do, and this is what I would do. I would probably do a reading off of bedtime intense stories, something like that. So if you want an idea of what I would do, let's do this. Give me a second. But I would sit here and, so since we're doing conspiracy stuff, what I would probably do is, something of some type of, bedtime story or, fire camp story. Nah, I wouldn't do conspiracy lives. I could do a recap of the news for the day, but I don't know. I guess I could try it. I could sit there and say, hey, I'm gonna do, let's say 8 o'clock, or actually, I would say, about 7 o'clock Eastern time. I would do a podcast and be a breakdown of what took place that day. It may be something that gets done in 15 minutes, maybe something that gets done in 45 minutes. The only thing is no one's going to go back and rewatch those. So, what did Megan say? X needs a live feature, not just audio. I agree. I agree with you. But one thing I could do is, I would do something like this. If you want to know a taste, this is something that I am I would sit there and say this is a work of fiction, of true crime story, and I would say this is a story on the vanishing of Evelyn Moore. It was a cold winter night in the small town of Willow Creek. Evelyn Moore, 32 years old, librarian, was on her way home from work. She had just finished her late night shift and was looking to a quiet evening with a book and a cup of tea. Little did she know, though, this night would change her life forever. As Evelyn walked down the dimly lit street towards her apartment, she noticed a shadowy figure trailing behind her. She quickened her pace, feeling a knot of unease tightening in her stomach. She glanced over her shoulder, but the figure was gone. Relieved, Evelyn reached her apartment building and hurried inside. She rode the creaky elevator up to the third floor, fumbling with her feet, keys as she approached her door. But before she could unlock it, she felt a sharp blow to the back of her head, and everything went black. Hours later, Evelyn regained consciousness in a dimly lit room. Her head throbbed with pain as she tried to make sense of her surroundings. She was bound to a chair, her wrists and ankles secured with duct tape. Panic surged through her veins as she realized she had been kidnapped. For days, Evelyn's captor tormented her, taunting her with cryptic messages and depriving her of food and water. She begged for mercy, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. Desperate for escape, she racked her brain for any clue that could lead to her freedom. Meanwhile, the town of Willow Creek was gripped by fear as news of Evelyn's disappearance spread. Search bodies combed the streets, while detectives followed every lead in hopes of finding her alive. But as days turned into weeks, hope began to fade. Then, just as all seemed lost, a breakthrough came. A witness came forward with a crucial piece of information. They had seen a suspicious van parked near Evelyn's apartment on the night of her abduction. With this new lead, detectives launched a full-scale investigation, scouring the town for any sign of the van or its owner. The effort paid off when they finally tracked down the van to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. Inside, they found Evelyn, battered and bruised, but still alive. Her captor was nowhere to be found, but evidence at the scene pointed to a notorious serial kidnapper who had been on the run for years. Evelyn's ordeal had come to an end, but the trauma would stay with her for a lifetime. As she struggled to rebuild her life, she found solace in the knowledge that justice had been served. But the memory of the harrowing days would haunt her forever, a reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that lurks in the shadows. That's the other thing I could do. But I'd make it into, a good 30, 45 minute type deal. Reach out to Audible to keep me engaged. Let's go. I can keep you engaged. Done. Told us a whole bedtime story. Let's go. That's where I'm at. Where do I send my... So that is more entertaining. It wouldn't be any more news. It stinks. Where am I going to do my news at? But I could do this on podcast, and I think it would be really cool. Monday and Tuesday nights dedicated to rabbit hole theories. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights dedicated to reading off cryptic true crime stories, mysterious paranormal stories, things like that. So your eyelids got real heavy, but see, that's a lot more fun. What if I dedicated another night to TikTok news? Yeah. Do Appalachian cryptoids, yeah. Cryptids, yeah. But, so that gives you something to where you're like, cool, I get to hear this other stuff. And plus, I would sit there and do episodes once in a while of, hey, there's this war that's going on with Israel and Hamas. Let's talk through on facts. And that's where I would sit there and I would have links in there. And I would tell people, hey, if you're a subscriber, those links are provided into my chat forum. You can see that. There'll also be links that are provided in the podcast. So I would sit here and say, hey, let's say you're humanitarian. That's how I would handle it. Let's say you're humanitarian looking into this. let's provide the facts on things. And I do. And then I would sit there and say, all right, now let's say that you're someone that you feel that you want to be pro-Palestinian. Let's ask yourself, are you Muslim? Are you aware of, call of prayer, all that. Facts. And then I would sit there and I'd bring someone on like dirty. I'd bring on other people who served. But yeah, I'd do it like that. And have some episodes that was like that. So you would have a mix. You definitely have a mix. And everybody's totally fine with the mix. So I know someone with the whole website set up, small social media site set up and everything. It's been slow to get off the ground, ability to go live and everything. What are y'all talking about? Are y'all talking about shorts on YouTube? They don't even last a minute. They're 59 seconds, I think. Yeah, how do I handle breaking news? Exactly, Georgia Mama. And that I don't know. Like, am I going to really break news on a podcast and you're just going to be like, oh, wow, I got it? I could set up my podcast to where, still post news in there. But the way that going to a podcast and if TikTok goes away, I don't think I'll be doing news like what I do. So, now breaking news on YouTube would be good. So, I used to watch those day-old news every day. Really? Used to follow channels that used to Discord feed and screens and streamed on YouTube. Yeah, so that might be the other thing that maybe I offer that, cover the news on YouTube. I wouldn't make any money off of it. Because it just won't go big, and I run my podcast that way. And I tell people who are, just want to watch me that, hey, here you go. You can watch me. You can go into the chat. I know that on YouTube, when you subscribe on YouTube, I get just about all of that. The only thing is I got to get monetized in order to be there. So, yeah, I appreciate that. I got to thinking today, I put the own thought in my own head, but I was thinking of Brian Williams today, of like what he said and how he reported. I've got that, general flow of keeping people calm. Katie, have a wonderful and blessed night. Yeah, we'll see. Try to go live when they're breaking news. If you want to talk about it further, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. But I definitely could see a podcast happening like that. Appreciate it, Speed of Sight. Yeah, I would say reading all stories Wednesday through Friday, and Monday and Tuesday being conspiracy nights. I really think a lot of people would be like, I'm eating this up. I want this. So, and then I could put it on to, here's another thing I could do. Okay? Like how I just read y'all off that story. I could make AI generated images that go with it, but you only get, the only way you get access to that is being a subscriber, and it would be on the private chat. I mean, sorry, it would be on a private channel on YouTube, and only you get to see it if you're a subscriber. And I know some of y'all are like, man, you're really big on this subscriber. Look, I got to make money. But the other thing is that you still get to listen to the podcast for free. You still get to, hear the audio of it. But if you want to see a visual aspect of it, then it's going to be on YouTube. And then maybe I release those videos to where they're a month behind. So, yep, and that's exactly true. Angie just said it. A lot of people watch me for the news. But I just don't know how to do the news. I don't think there's a way to do the news on a podcast. Oh boy, this stuff again. But yeah, if anybody can think of a way to how there can still be news, like, I'm down. Maybe do news on Discord. Are we talking there? I mean, I can show it through there. I can go live on YouTube. Yeah, I hate it too, Chris. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm weighing in on this. Is if TikTok goes away, then that leaves me with YouTube. And on YouTube, that leads me with where I can go live over here for the news. So, what's up, SNS? SNS, got a question for you. Yeah, everybody left because I ended the live and then I came back doing a test just to see how the latency would be. Don't forget, everybody, hit that little gray button for live and it'll give you the latest update. So, SNS, here's the question. TikTok gets taken down. Okay, well, let's just say it like that. TikTok gets taken down. Now, I have a way of setting up a podcast to where I would say Monday and Tuesday nights would be conspiracy nights, and Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday would be true crime, fictional true crime stories, paranormal activity stories, random type bedtime stories. Something that takes, like 30 to 45 minutes for me to read off, to really getting into it. Then I would also sit there and take that, and so you would get that podcast, but if you were a subscriber, I would have a private channel to where you get to see video demonstration to go along with that true crime story. Now, Monday and Tuesday nights, that's strictly, no videos to go along with it, unless there is something to be seen. Anyhow, but on Mondays, what takes place is I would sit there and say, hey, we're going to have Conspiracy Night episode 1 for Project Bluebeam. And then I would sit there and have a website for people who are subscribers that have a chat forum, and they would be able to write questions and answers to episode 1. So the next Tuesday, 8 days later, I would have an episode of 1.5, and that's where I would read off y'all's questions. So Conspiracy Night, you would have this Monday coming up, it would be episode 1. And then next Monday, it'd be episode 2. And then that Tuesday after that would be episode 1.5. So you could sit there and say, hey, I want to listen just to episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. I just want to hear the basics of this, conspiracy theory. Or you may say, I want to dive into a little bit deeper of this, the questions. And I want to hear what other people are asking, and I want to dive into it. So I want to listen to the 0.5s. Now, if you're a subscriber, you get to ask questions. If you're not a subscriber, you don't get to. So that's how the podcast would be. It would be Conspiracy Night stuff Mondays and Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It would be reading off, these stories, fictional stories. Then the other thing is like, how do I do my news? And the only thing I can think of is go to YouTube, and I would just have to set it at a set time and say, hey, every night is going to be, a 2-hour show. It's going to start at 7 o'clock and end at 9. And that's just where it's going to be. Now, I may not get monetized off YouTube. I may eventually. I don't know. So, but that's the only way I can think of to do news. So, I wish I could do news on a podcast, but it wouldn't be the same. If I sat there and did news and I was like, hey, here's a 30-minute clip of what today's news is, not many people are going to listen to it. I feel that not many people do. Yes, so it's all up to me who decides how much it is to subscribe. I'll be on TikTok until it ends. So, but yeah, I wish there was a way to talk news on a podcast. I just don't know how. That's it, everybody. SNS said I get to talk about different types of poop. Let's go, Raven. Good to see you. But yeah, I wish there was a way I could talk about news on the podcast. I know I can sit there and do, a big event. Like right now, I could do a big event on what this war is. And that would be, something that's probably a good 10 episodes. I could do another one on Ukraine and Russia, the breakdown of that. Have a good, that one would probably only be 5 episodes. There's some there, but it's not as enough as as chaotic as Middle East is. But in other news, what am I going to do? Sit there and be like, and today, breaking news, we got a tornado in Oklahoma. And I could do a website that goes live. And that's where I would just sit here and be like, look, let me just use YouTube to go live. Because on a website, I'm not going to make any money. So why not, burn up YouTube with it and say, hey, I'm just going to do a dedicated 7 o'clock show. So, yeah, only paying members, yeah. So, Patreon gets hard, believe it or not. Patreon gets hard with people talking news on there sometimes. Definitely if you start talking some conservative type stuff. I sadly think TikTok's going out the door. I know that there's people who are saying that, they're going to fight it in the courts with breaking the First Amendment. That's not why TikTok is being kicked out of America. They're being kicked out of America because of the foreign adversary. Let's go. I love Pat's videos. I can't remember which one was yours. I know there was someone who had kittens, and then there was another one that was I just seen where someone had kittens and the mom cat and a dog were snuggling on the bed. So yeah, I don't know about the dog and the bird. Let's go. Yeah, I love animal stuff. But yeah, so I don't know how to report news. But yeah, if I did that, I don't know. It's something to try to twist and think about. Said if you won, write an executive order to bring it back. Oh yeah. So I don't know, we'll see. We shall see what I end up doing. So if it's passed, so let's say it's passed, then he couldn't do an executive order for that. He would actually have to go through the House. The House would have to present it. Or actually, hold on. It would go through all the process again. And that one would be a lot of tape. It would take years to do it, honestly. But it would have to go through Commerce and Energy. Then it'd have to go through House. Then it'd have to go through Senate. And then he would get to sign it. But yeah, you don't get to do an executive order on laws. They have another plan. Yeah. Like they're better off. Here's in all honesty, if TikTok wants to stay in America, if they really want to stay in America, they need to go approach Elon Musk, and they need to buy Vines from him, and then have where ByteDance is not on there. They still have their TikTok, but they have Vines that they can go through. The thing that I would see that would happen is Elon would be like, why don't I just create Vines myself? So, oh, you said that they already have another platform. Interesting. Seems like I heard that. Maybe it was you I heard that from. Oh, totally agree that people would be looking for jobs. Yeah, X definitely doesn't have that algorithm. Yeah, if X allowed video, now that would be fun. That would be, you know, that would be TikTok in a way. The only thing is on X, you don't see people's comments. I was supposed to start a biz on TikTok in May. Now I don't know what to do. What type of business, Jenna? No other platform has the algorithm that TikTok has, and they aren't going to sell that. I agree. Yeah, the comment section on X is insane. I think some of y'all are behind in chat. Live sales. I already work for one company and I was starting at second one. Okay, so yeah, if you're doing live sales, by the way, Jenna, that's how far back you are in time. Yeah, definitely don't forget to click that little live button and it'll get you on the red thing. But anyhow, to where you're on the latest live. Anyhow, though, Jenna, yeah, if you're selling, you said home fragrance and a jewelry company. By the time that you get set up, so I'm just going to assume that you don't have 1,000 views. 1,000 followers. So it's going to take you, about a week to get there. I would show you how to do the following thing, and then you could get legit people, and then you can start going live, and it wouldn't take you long after that because you could do the TikTok shop and do that. It's worth a shot. Probably take you a couple of months. So, okay, so you already have your live. So, I don't know. It never hurts to go ahead and give it a shot. But yeah, you could go ahead and start selling. I think you gotta have 10,000 people to do TikTok shop, but it won't take you too long. Okay, so you have to do it where it's sold live. Well then, okay, so you don't need the shop. Well, go for it. Just try it. What's it hurt? No. Set you in, go get you some black drapes, throw it behind you, go get you, a cool little water fountain. Sit there. Now it's gonna stink for a minute. It's gonna take some time until people recognize who you are. So you have your studio set up? Do it, girl. The worst that happens, Jenna, is you find out within 6 months that it just isn't your thing. The other worst thing that happened is that you find out that, hey, this is decent or it's great, and then TikTok's bye-bye. But at least you did something in your life. Now, it'd be one thing if you said, hey, well, I have to spend some money and I could lose it. You know, that would be one thing. But if it isn't gonna break you to try it, go do it. Look, life is always adventurous of just doing it. That's what's fun about life. Is tomorrow, and I mean this towards everyone. Tomorrow you could wake up and do something completely different. You could do something completely new that you've never done. You could actually do that starting tomorrow morning. Every last one of you. You could sit there and say, you know what? I'm going to go talk to my mom and dad. Haven't talked to them in forever. You can sit there and say that, hey, I want to go do some parachute stuff. I want to go down to Florida Keys. I want to look into how do I get my life on track with getting rid of bills as much as possible. Anything is possible. It truly is. All you got to do is put your mind to it. And how you put your mind to it is you tell yourself over and over and over again what you're going to do tomorrow. So Jenna, if you want this, if you're like, hey, you know what, I think I'm gonna go to crack. Do this. It's called the 369. Saw someone make a video on it the other day, and it goes right along. But what you would do is when you wake up tomorrow morning, okay, you'll put this thought into your head. When you wake up, do this tomorrow. You're gonna wake up tomorrow, and you are going to write down what you want to do. A one-line sentence that says, I am going to start a business with going live on TikTok. You're going to write it down 3 times. And then at dinner, you're going to write it down 6 times. Have a wonderful and blessed night. SNS doesn't fall on my face again. Thanks a lot, SNS. Hope you have a wonderful and blessed one, man. I hate it because I wonder if that's going to be delayed getting to you. So. No? Okay, cool. But, so yeah, Jenna, you're going to write it down 3 times in the morning. You're going to write it down 6 times at dinner time. You're going to write it down 9 times. 9 times. Thanks a lot, SNS. I greatly do appreciate you, brother. What that's going to do is going to put the thought into your head. And you're going to read that off of the 18 times before you go to bed. 18 times before you go to bed. It's going to get it interlocked in your brain. The next day you wake up, you are going to sit there and you're going to feel it. You're going to come to me and you're going to be like, holy crap, WDP. I literally just tried this with writing on Thursday, the 369, and I woke up on Friday and I just went and started going and making the video. How many times do I have to write down my Forerunner tonight to make it run tomorrow? Man, I was wondering what was going on with your Forerunner. And I guess that's what's taking place. What's weird is you were saying that trolls were after you? But yeah, Jenna, just go do it. You might have enough will inside of you just to be like, dude, I don't need to write this down 18 times. I don't need to repeat it. I'm just going to go do it. Oh yeah? Nice. Ape, I'm all ears. You can write me in Discord if you want to. But yeah, thank you, Ape. I greatly appreciate that, because when I go to do it, Ape, it if I click on a name, it will not let me block them. So appreciate it, Ape. Thank you so much. I have someone sending death threats. They're from my town. Their sister. Oh, goodness gracious. And what stinks, I guarantee you that, or I'm willing to bet that they're writing you on TikTok. And TikTok does nothing. What you have to do, you have to go down to your sheriff's office in order to do something about it. Nope. So crazy. And here's the part that sucks, Raven. I hate to tell you this, but you have some people who say, hey, I can be a sub for $2. I can be a sub for $6. And they're gonna come into your life. Hate it for you. Yeah, TikTok, they didn't do anything with mine either. I had people that were claiming to be the Palestinian type, and they wrote me saying that they were going to take my life, they were going to take my animals' lives. So at the end of the day, I was like, well, you don't know who I am, so get in line, who cares? In your case, unfortunately, you know the people, though. Yeah. Best advice. Best advice I can give you. Talk to the police. I hope that where police actually take action into things. Yeah. I hate it for you. People are crazy. Yeah, I wish there was something else to tell you what to do, but you know, if you sit here, and I'm just being honest with you, because I am a very honest person. If my wife gets her hair cut, I'm going to tell her the truth. That's how I am. But let me be honest. If you sit here and cross your thought of, what if I make a new TikTok? They're going to eventually find it. And you may accidentally slip up and say, hey, I've got a new TikTok and it's called, Duck. That's your name over there, and you tell a couple of people that, hey, my name's Duck, come over to here. So, but something's gonna slip with doing that. So, yeah, the police is the only thing I can think of. Yeah. Yeah, let's say people are crazy, no doubt. I know that firsthand. Yeah. Amy, if you can. Yeah. And that's why you said that. Okay. Now we have Crispy saying, I heard a lot of people off TikTok, or from TikTok, is moving over to Clapper. Have you heard that one? Guess it's similar, but I haven't downloaded it yet. So yes, I'm very familiar with Clapper, and I hate Clapper. So here's what takes place on Clapper. I don't know. It's more censored than what TikTok is. I don't know why they advertise it that you can say whatever you want to, but that's not true. They're American censored. So good for you not living in fear. Yeah, I would still talk to an officer though. Crispy, yeah, so also Clapper doesn't pay anything for creators. So I would go over there and try to do my lives, and they will not. I'm not going to be even paid probably but 10 cents for 1,000 views. Yeah, you can definitely post your name here. Man. Crazy Andy. I hate it for you. Good to see y'all, by the way. Yeah, you're welcome, Crispy. And some people, look, I'm a very big time realist. A lot of people, Crispy, will sit there and be like, dude, why won't you go to Clapper? And it's like, money. And then they'll be like, why don't you go to Rumble? Money. So, I mean, and people are like, man, are you selfish? No, I'm not selfish at all. It's that I literally have no other job to do, so the amount of time that it takes me to research this stuff is chaotic. So, I mean, I'm doing lives of 8 hours a day, if not longer sometimes. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be going to something to where it's like where I can make money off of it. So, would love to do it for free, but I would also love to have, where I don't have bills and I had my house. Protection order, yeah. Yep, that is actually a good one. Yeah, Clapper's boring for you. Have more followers there and it's still boring. Yeah. Yeah, if I probably went over there, people would be like, oh man, finally something's exciting over here. People need money to survive in this world. Yep. You just do. I can't get over the name Clapper. I can't either. That's too funny that you said that, Raven. I used to sit there and tell people I ain't down with the clap. For sure, alert your local police department to have it documented just in case anything happens. And that I agree. The thing that I hate is that when I go down to the police department and I document it, it's because I want something done. And I hate it when they're like, well, there's nothing I can do, but yeah, I'll document it. And it's like, do something about it, please. Just go drive by and tell the son of a gun, like, look, quit it. Why are you harassing this woman? She's just trying to live a life. Leave her alone. You don't care for the clap either. Let's go. Yeah. Typically, Raven saying, the nothing we can do is something I hear a lot. You ain't the only one. And it's not police that I'm upset with. It's the system that I get upset with. If we had a system set up in place that is proactive instead of retroactive, that would change a lot of things. For instance, what we are watching tonight with all of these people in colleges. They had to wait until something happened. Something bad happened last night. Vandalism taking place at the school. That's what it had to take in order for police to do something. It's like, what? Know what they say, police show up after an incident. That's right. Yeah, that's the other thing, Angie. I'm glad you brought that up. That's the other thing. How do I do that? The only thing I can think of is TikTok. Just doing 2-hour live nights. A lot of people do just enjoy this. Just talking. Having your voice heard, listened to, cared about. So, you like YouTube better. Another thing is that YouTube might get big. I could definitely see where there's going to be like 6,000 people who are going to jump in here one day. Just had the strangest phone call. Oh snap, let's go. Yeah, we definitely have a great community here. Oh yeah, I can definitely say a lot more on YouTube. Yeah. Alright, kiddos. Let's see. I'm going to head to bed, but I'll read this off. I wish I had the answer to that. Maybe a subscription somewhere for personal interaction with you. That's all I can think of. Yeah. We'll see. I know that, you'll be thinking it. Others who were listening to this tonight will be thinking of like, hey, how do we make this work? So, DoorDash just called to see what was taking me so long, and I'm not even doing DoorDash. Now that's funny. Once you get so big on YouTube, they pay more attention. The bigger you get here, the more, yeah. So, pretty political and very into conspiracies, but I love the content here. Yeah, appreciate that. Victor coming in. Are you going to make a highlighted reel? Not on this one, because this one was just a test. I need to figure out how to do that on YouTube to where it's just highlight reels. But yes. Once I get that figured out, I will start doing stuff like that of highlight reels. Great question, Victor. All right, everyone. I am going to head to bed. Thanks for jumping in here. This live isn't going to repeat because this one was just a test, but the one from earlier tonight, I will leave up for anyone who wants to leave. I mean, listen to it. Listen to being like, dang, dude got spicy. But yeah. All right, everyone. Take care. Have a great night. Thank you, everyone. Night, everyone. Take care. God bless.